We want to hear what you think about men's mental health. We want you to call the line 091
Mm-hmm.
68936318. I take the number again: 091 68936318. You can call to appreciate any special man in your life. It
Mm-hmm.
could be your lover, it could be your father, your brother. I'll call to make a contribution to the topic. Why men need to
Be
share. To be
encouraged,
human, accept that they are human.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. While waiting for your call, let's go on with the signs.
All right. The following signs are signs you can notice and take action. Just know that the man beside you that you think everything is well with is not really well. The first one is that when you notice that a man has become he gets easily angered, gets easily irritated, you know that there is the issue of mental health. He might be struggling with something that he's not telling you about. So that's one thing you can take note of when you notice this. When you notice that he gets easily angry, he any little thing he flares up, things that usually he will laugh over, he will not take note, he won't take seriously before. Now he begins to take them as offense. He begins to react in a negative way. And any small thing, any little thing, they get upset. They just shout, they yell, and become very aggressive and easily irritated. That's a sign of mental health. Before we came to the
Challenge.
studio,
Yeah.
yeah, mental health challenge. We were talking, my husband and I were talking about even the fact that you see the way some men drive on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
drive like they are so angry, they are so irritated, and they are driving so rough and with so much anger. In fact, there was a sad incident that we had with one of our friends that because of anger and someone came and hit them behind and threw them. It was a terrible accident because of anger, because of irritation, things that men are going through, you know but they don't need to go through this if they can only talk about it and share. Most times when you share something, that's why it seems as if women have control of this, because women share a lot, women talk about things a lot, but men don't talk. They bottle up things a lot. And when you bottle up things, you cannot get help. You cannot be released from that anger, from that stress, from that problem that you're bottling up. So you need to talk. So once you notice these signs, you know that your husband is going through some mental health challenges. All
Oh,
right, all right. So before you go ahead, sir, just to call the number again, call us. Let's hear your thoughts. The number to call us on is 091 6893 6318. The number again is 091 6893 6318. Let's hear what you think. And then you can also call to give a shout out to your husband, to your father, your brother, your son, your friend who is a male.
all right. We
Oh,
have
okay,
a
we
call
have a
coming
call.
in. Hello. Yeah, you're welcome to the show. Good
Good evening.
evening. Okay, Queen, you're welcome.
Okay,
Okay,
Queen from Wusetu.
you can make your contribution. Welcome to class.
Welcome. Yes, yes, men are trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Queen from Wuse too.
Wow, wonderful.
Queen just called to say that men are
Are
trying.
trying.
And
So
she
true.
gave example of a colleague that sometime at work, the person will just pick paper and start writing
Hmm.
down. And maybe the person is writing down items he needs to respond to, items in his list of responsibilities.
Hmm.
So, for the gentlemen out there, we have a queen, Her Royal Majesty, who has acknowledged that
You
yes,
are
we are trying,
trying,
we are
honey.
trying. So keep it up. Once
Yes.
again, the number is zero
Zero
nine
nine
one.
one 68936318. 09168936318. Let's call to know your thoughts. And just like Queen called to give a shout out to the men out there that they are trying, you can also call to let the men know that you love them, you celebrate them, that they are trying, acknowledge them. That's part of the points we're even going to be sharing, how to help them, especially when they are going through mental health difficulties, challenges, and all that. So men are trying. That's what Queen said, and we agree 100% with Queen. Men are trying indeed.
All right, we have another call. Just a minute. Hello. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Hey, hi. How has been your day? All right, kindly reduce the volume of your radio set and let us know your name and where you're calling from.
Kuje. Oh, that's nice. How is Kuje this evening? Oh, great.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stability.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much for supporting the motion moved by Queen and giving kudos to the
To the
real men
men,
out
to the
there
real men.
who are
She was so
trying.
specific. To the
Yeah, the
real
real
men
men.
who
Because,
stood up to their responsibility. And that's so true.
yeah. So, yeah, you can still call. The number is 091 Let's know your thoughts about men's mental health. Let's know what you think. Just like Queen said, men are trying, and it was supported by the last caller. You can call to let us know what you think about men and what you have to say about their mental health. And you can give shout outs to men out there.
Yeah,
You
to
can be
any man,
specific
your
if you
husband,
want to give a
brother.
shout out to
Yeah.
your lover,
Mm-hmm.
to your brother, to your father, your son, all the male colleagues you work with.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you have
true.
male colleagues
Colleagues
that
who are
help
nice.
female. Yeah,
Yes.
they'll be
Oh, they
like,
can
"Don't
be
worry,
very helpful.
you can go home and attend to your family. I'll help
Yes.
you take care of the other assignments."
Yes, so
Uh,
true.
that's
So
that's
true.
what it means being a
Mm-hmm.
man.
Mm-hmm.
A gentleman.
Yeah.
So. We would like to hear from you. The number once again is 09.
091 68936318. The number again is 091 68936318. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's know what you think about what we're talking about today. And then feel free to give a shout out to any man in your life that you want to give a shout out to. All right, so we're talking about the signs that a man may be struggling,
Yeah.
how to identify that this man is struggling, he might be facing some mental health issues.
You talked about anger and
Mm-hmm.
irritability.
Yeah.
The truth is that sometimes when these signs are seen,
Mm.
instead of providing help to the man, they become reason for antagonism or for
Yes.
fight.
Yeah.
If you have a man who was not always
That
easily
way.
angered,
Mm-hmm.
or irritated, and all of a sudden you are seeing this, you should know that something is wrong. But
Mm.
the tendency is to get angry
And it's so
and match
true.
it anger versus
Anger,
anger.
yeah.
Instead of being calm and say, could there be something wrong with my man?
Mm, mm,
And you see how you can be of help to him.
yeah.
So when you see a sign, instead of compounding the issue, you can seek help. You
Mm-hmm.
can be supportive. Try to talk with the man to know what exactly he
It's a
or
problem.
he is going through. Yeah,
Yes, she.
I'm used to balancing needs.
Today is just
Today
for
is
the
for the man.
men.
So you
Yeah.
need to talk with your man to know what
Mm-hmm.
he's going through.
Yeah.
Instead of getting angry
Yeah,
too.
fighting.
And if you need to seek help, please seek help
Promptly.
promptly. Yeah. Another sign of a man going through a mental health challenge could be withdrawal from
Mm.
family and friends.
Mm.
Maybe you have a man who is this social man, life of the party, and all of a sudden he's being withdrawn. He comes home, he just wants to stay alone, just wants to stay in the room, and doesn't want to associate. Oh, your friend's birthday is today. Our
Mm.
friend's anniversary is today. And he said, okay, and doesn't show any excitement, doesn't show like he wants to go for the ceremony or anything. You should know that that may be a sign that something is wrong with your man,
Mm.
and seek for help and talk with him. Let's hear from you if there are signs you've seen in a man or signs people can watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just want to give a shout out to a man just to celebrate the man, you can call the number. The number is 091 68
Mm-hmm.
93 6318. The number again is 091 68 93 6318. We'd like to hear from you. All right, let's continue with the science while we wait for your call. We're waiting for your call. We want to
Yeah.
hear from you.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So another sign is changes in sleep pattern. When you notice he doesn't sleep anymore, or the way he sleeps, the pattern of sleep has changed, you know, something that is so unusual, not common with him, you know that there is something wrong and you take action. You shouldn't just take things for granted. You shouldn't just normalize things and just be like, oh, okay, it's okay. If you notice that this is not consistent to the man, this is not him, you know that something is wrong, and for that you should take action.
Yeah, men may hardly cry or come and start talking to you, but one way, and this happens a lot, is
Mm.
the fact that they lose their sleep.
Sleep,
They are not
yeah.
able to sleep because sleep is one sign to show that your mind and body is at peace.
Is rested.
It's rested.
Mm.
And when you're able to sleep well, you wake up refreshed and you're able to do better. You're able to respond better at work, and even mentally you can respond better. But you see, a man who is going through certain situations of life that is disturbing him uh, would hardly sleep.
Mm.
Uh, and there are two ways to it. There are men that will be awake through the night. They are finding it difficult to sleep. And that's because the mind is so busy, so
Mm.
busy, so busy, and it's not rested. So they're not able to sleep. When they want to sleep, they just remember something, they sit up, they are calculating, they are looking straight, gazing into the air,
Mm.
the atmosphere or the ceiling, just
Mhm.
gazing at the ceiling. And then some will just wake up and pick a sheet of paper, just like the man Queen talk about. Pick a sheet of paper and just start writing. Just know that there's something bothering the mind of
Mm.
this man, something bothering him, and there is this other side again where the person starts oversleeping.
Mm. And
That's
they
now the
just sleep throughout
escapist
the day.
mentality, like
Mm.
just sleep to forget
Your sorrow.
your sorrow or your challenges and wake up to reality again. Just know that
Mm.
there's something wrong. So if you notice a sudden change in
Mm-hmm.
the sleep pattern of your man,
Mm.
know that it's a reason for you to talk with him to know what's going on. Is he trying to escape from the challenges of life by sleeping more, or is it that he's trying to face the challenges of life and battle more with the challenges of life and being awake thinking that being awake will help him to think through,
Mm-hmm.
and we must have a balance. You need
Yeah.
good time of sleep
Mm.
to be better, for you to be able to respond better, even mentally, for you to be able to think well. You need to have good time of sleep. Your brain should have rested well. So please check the sleep pattern of your spouse, your
Mm.
husband, uh, to see if he is going through stress, going
Yeah.
through a mental health situation,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a sign that can indicate that something is wrong. And prompt care, can
Yeah.
save a life. You
Yeah.
never can tell what that prompt care
Mm-hmm.
can do. It can help to avert a suicidal tendency.
Mm-hmm.
It can help. There are men that drive and they're absent minded.
Minded, yeah.
So please care for your spouse. We want to hear from you. Please read out the
All
number.
right, the number to call us on is 091 I'll take it a bit slower now. 091 68936318. Call us. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's know what you're thinking about this talk. Mental health. Mental health, is it real for men? Do men face mental health challenges, especially in this part of the world? Some people don't believe that these things exist. They don't believe that. They don't think it's real, but the truth is that it's real. It's right beside you. Someone very close to you might be going through a mental health challenge and you wouldn't know. And so that's why we are sharing some of these points. And then you can also let us know if there are some things you also took note of in a man around you, your spouse. It can be your spouse, your brother, father, friend or son, that you were able to take note of and say, no, he doesn't used to behave like this usually. Something is wrong. Let us know, because some of these signs are things that you can share with people, and they can take action. They can be like, oh, I noticed this with my person, so this might be what is wrong with them. And rather than getting angry with them, just like you said, sometimes we match anger to anger. We are supposed to learn to respond in a kind way, in a soft way, in a gentle way, knowing that it's not that they are being deliberate, they are trying to hurt you or make you upset. It's just a reaction. I think it has to do with chemical reactions of the body, all these things. People who are really, really into it, they would explain, and you will see that there's a lot of chemical reactions that goes on that make them to behave the way they do. And so we should not be shy about it. We shouldn't shy away from it. We shouldn't think that this is a foreign
Topic.
people's problem. It's
We're
happening.
living with it.
Yeah, it's happening right here. And the more we keep ignoring it, the larger it becomes. It's penetrates into people. The time we should have taken action to help the situation, because we are in denial all the time. We are not acknowledging that these things exist. They eat into the men. And just like we said, men don't like to cry. They don't like to show that they are weak. And sometimes they might just take a decision that they feel is best, which we all know it's not good at all for any of the parties involved. So that is why we need to talk about it. That is why we must talk about it. It's a topic we must talk about, and it should be a continuous discussion in the family, in the home, because today we have teenagers, we have young boys who are under life pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, young boys, little boys. So that's why it's not just the husbands or the fathers or brothers. We are also celebrating sons, children who are male, because they are also going through stuff. And because of the society, the way the society is made up, the narrative that the society has given out there, it makes it very difficult for them to come out to talk about what they are going through. And that's why we should be a safe place. We should discuss it so that they know that it's okay to talk about it. So that they don't keep bottling things that when they share, they can be helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you can join the conversation before we close the curtain for today. The number to
Yeah.
call is 091
Mm-hmm.
6893 6318. Again, the number is 091 6893 6318. All right, one other sign you're going to notice is the fact that the man starts losing interest
Interest.
in hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
things that were of interest to him. You just see that he starts losing interest. Maybe
Yeah.
he likes going out to play footballs in the evenings or at weekends, and all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden he
He
stops.
stalls
He's,
without explanation. It's not
without
like he had an injury or
nothing. He
something.
just doesn't see the need to do that. Nothing
Yeah.
excites him again. Those things that
Yeah.
excite him do
Mm.
not excite him again. You should know that that's a red flag,
Yeah. Yeah.
for you to check to
Mm-hmm.
know what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. This is a very, very, very important aspect. Taking note of those little things. Don't just let it slide. Ask question. Why don't you why did you stop going for exercise? Why did you stop this? Why did you stop? It's not, you're trying to check up on them and know. So if they give a genuine reason, because sometimes these people, they won't even have any tangible reason to give why they stopped being interested in what they used to be interested in before. So that's a sign to know that something is definitely not right with them. Another point is the substance misuse. When you notice they are misusing substance,
Or
maybe,
abusing.
yeah, abusing, drug abuse, and stuff like that, you know that something is wrong, because they are just trying to silence something in them by using those drugs, and at the end it doesn't really help. Those things don't really help them at all. It harms their body instead. So you have to take note of those things they usually don't do. And this part, I can even add that maybe eating too much or not even eating at
Yeah,
all
eating
can
pattern is
also
a
be,
different point.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah,
It's
but it's a sign.
it's a sign, yeah,
Yeah,
when you notice that they are
loss of
eating,
appetite
yes,
or
or
overeating.
overeating. It's a sign
That
that
something may
something,
be wrong.
yeah,
Let
definitely.
me just mention something about substance abuse,
Mm-hmm.
especially psychoactive substance. You
Hmm.
see, psychoactive is related to the mind, to the
Cycle.
psyche. So that shows that the person is trying to battle something,
Oh.
by using such substance.
Hmm.
So there is a need to help such a person before it gets out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And please, in order to close the class today, we would just want to say that uh, mental health is real. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of the general health and well-being of a human being. And men are human beings,
Mm-hmm.
so they also have mental health issues and need care, so that they can be stable in life. And it's okay for a man to feel down, to show signs of weaknesses, emotional
Mm-hmm.
weakness, and to show the need for psychosocial support.
Mm.
So it's okay as a man to express such a need, and it's okay as a man to have someone you can talk to
Mm-hmm.
express the challenges you're going through, the difficulty, the anxiety, and etc. Sometimes a problem shared is half solved, as they
Mm.
said. Especially when it's shared with the right person, and there are signs to show that your man is going through a mental health challenge, which we have shared. Please look out for your man, uh, pay attention to your man, so that your man will not be suffering and dying under your nose without
Mm.
you knowing.
Yeah.
The painful thing is that people uh, cry and say they never knew that their men
We're
were
suffering like
suffering,
this. Yeah.
till it became so bad. So
Mm-hmm.
please, let's show some care for the man, and let's have a healthy world. Healthy men
Healthy.
having healthy families
Mm-hmm.
and having a healthy world. My name is Emmanuel Oricha, and I want us to do this again at the same time, 5 o'clock, Friday next week by God's grace. But before we close the curtain, let's say some thank yous.
Yeah, I want to thank our producer, Adams Momo, our supervising producer, CJ, the technical crew, DCA, Tina, and everyone who made sure today's edition turned out a great success. Thank you. We also especially want to thank our callers, the people who called. Thank you so much for your wonderful contributions to the show today. Let's do it again, same time, same station. My name is Gloria Oricha. Do have
Once
a
again,
lovely,
Emmanuel Oricha. Have a great weekend.
yeah.